Hello everyone, warm welcome to Testbook Super Coaching. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in a very important session where we will be discussing how you should start your preparation for RBI Grade B examination. See, whenever you start your preparation for any examination, you must be clear with few of the things which I will be discussing in this particular session. So let's quickly check out what all things we are going to discuss. First of all, I'll tell you what is actually RBI Grade B for which you are preparing for your upcoming examination. Then I'll give you a quick idea about the different posts in the RBI Grade B examination. Then we will be talking about RBI Grade B job profile, things you need to keep in mind, and the most important is how can you start the preparation from scratch. So this video will give you the from scratch, or I would say from the beginning, how you must prepare for the RBI examination. All the steps will be discussed one by one in this particular session itself. So let's get started without any further delay. So the first point from where I would start my discussion is, what is RBI Grade B? See, we know that RBI, which is Reserve Bank of India, is the central bank of the country, and it is also termed as the apex authority because it is responsible for monitoring as well as regulating and inspecting the banking sector. The moment you join RBI as a Grade B officer, that means you are joining RBI at a managerial level, and you will be involved not from day one, but down the line 10 to 15 years, you will be involved actually in the policy making process, and you are going to impact the lives of millions. Now the question is, who all can apply for this examination? I don't care that in which discipline you have completed your graduation. If you are a graduate, and that too with more than 60% marks from unreserved category, then you are eligible to apply for the RBI Grade B examination. Now the next point is, whenever we talk about RBI Grade B exam, it offers you three opportunities where you can start your career. The first one, we call it as the general post. Second one is known as DEPR and DSIM. These two, they can be termed as specialist posts where you must have graduation or post-graduation degree from economics, then only you are eligible, or finance, then only you are eligible. But in this case, if you are a graduate and you have more than 60% from unreserved category, you are eligible for this particular post. And today's target is going to be discuss the strategy for the first one itself, because majority, or I would say the highest vacancies every year are out in the case of general post itself. This examination is conducted in online form. That means the entire examination will be online, where you will be attempting the question with the help of your computer screens, and you will be typing your answers even for the descriptive part on the screens itself. So this particular examination, it is covered in three phases, which I will be discussing one by one in much detail. Moving ahead, if I talk about the preparation strategy, when you start preparing for any examination, you need to follow certain steps, which I'm going to discuss with you today. The first step from where I will be starting my discussion is few things which you need to keep in mind before you start the preparation. So what all things you need to keep in mind before you start your preparation? The first thing is, whenever we prepare for any examination, we must be clear that why we are preparing for this exam. That means we must be clear with the end result. If we become RBI Grade B officer, what kind of career opportunities we are going to explore in the near future. Once you are clear with it, that means you have that self-motivation and determination in yourself, and yes, you can clear this examination. So once you are all set, you have decided that yes, I will be preparing for this exam, the first thing from where you must start your preparation is you need to come up with a study plan and a schedule. That means you must prepare a study plan. Study plan obviously means how many hours you are going to study a day, how many hours you are going to study a week, and how many months you are going to study before you get yourself ready for this examination. And accordingly, you need to fix a schedule of those number of hours per day, that in what slot you will be devoting those hours. I'm not saying that you should fix the number of I'm not saying that you should fix the schedule by the watch, but you must be very clear that in the morning shift I will be giving at least 3 hours, in the evening shift I will be giving at least 4 hours. In that manner, if you have that number of hours fixed in your mind, you can prepare really very well. And the schedule which you need to follow, that means what to study today, how to study today, what to cover today, if that part is clear to you, that will help you a lot to check and keep a record that whether you are on right track so that you can clear this examination. The second point from where we'll start is you must focus your preparation, or you must start with phase 1. I always say this because phase 1 is generally, I would say, it's easy for a candidate to cope up with the RBI examination. So you can start with reasoning because it's one of the easiest subject among the phase 1. I will be discussing what all subjects are asked in phase 1, but I'm just giving you a glimpse in the starting itself. Third point which you need to follow is once you are well acquainted with the phase 1 exam, then you start for the phase 2 examination. And from day 1, keep in mind that current affairs are need to be followed consistently on regular basis, where you require bare minimum 1 hour which you need to devote on daily basis for current affairs in order to challenge, in order to clear, in order to dominate the RBI Grade B examination. Moving on to the next point. The next point is what all steps you need to follow. So the step 1 is you need to know the exam very well. These steps are not only for RBI Grade B. I don't care for whatever exam you prepare. Some of the steps are need to be common, obviously. You must know the exam very well. Then you prepare a study plan, keeping in mind the target or keeping in mind the month in which you are going to appear for this examination. Then you must prepare the study plan for your phase 1. That is, section wise study plan should be prepared for phase 1, as well as section wise study plan should be prepared for phase 2. And finally, you must keep adequate time for the revision. And after you have done your first hand of revision, then we will be attempting the mock test as well to clear this examination with good marks, obviously. Now, let's begin the discussion with the first step, that is, let's know the examination very well. If I start my discussion by knowing this examination very well, what all things we need to cover? The moment you need to know the examination pretty well, the first thing is you must know the pattern of the exam. Second is you must know the syllabus of this examination. Then you have a good understanding about the previous year cutoff, and in the end we will be solving the previous year question papers before we start our preparation, so that we can get to know at what depth, from what all topics the questions are asked in the examination. So I'll start with the first one. Let's know the examination pattern very well. So this examination is conducted in 3 phases, where I have phase 1, which is 100% objective in nature, phase 2, which is a combination of objective and descriptive paper, and third phase is obviously your interview. If I talk about phase 1 examination, so phase 1 examination is objective in nature, and this examination comprises of 200 questions of 200 marks, and you will be getting 120 minutes in total to solve these 200 questions. Now these 200 questions, they are further divided. First one we have general awareness, second one we have English language, third one we have quantitative aptitude, and fourth one we have the reasoning ability. If you check the weightage, highest weightage is with the general awareness, where 80 questions will be asked out of 200, and second highest weightage is with the reasoning, where 60 questions will be asked out of 200, and rest 30 questions each will be asked from English and quantitative aptitude. But here you need to make 2 points very clear in your mind. The first point which you need to make clear in your mind is, in case of phase 1 examination, this entire exam is in qualifier. This entire exam has a qualifying nature. What I mean with the term qualifying nature? So qualifying nature basically means you just clear this examination. Whatever marks you get in the phase 1 exam, they are not going to be added while making the final merit list, which is going to decide your final selection, or which is going to decide that whether you will be starting your career as an RBI Grade B officer or not. Second thing which you need to make clear in your mind is, that is the sectional timing. For every section you will get a restricted timeline. That means 25 minutes will be given to solve 80 questions of general awareness. Once you complete 80 questions of general awareness, then only you can move on to the next section, where in English and quantitative aptitude timing is same, 25 minutes each, but In reasoning, you have 60 questions to solve, where you will be given 45 minutes for sure to answer all those 60 questions in 45 minutes. Now, once you clear your phase 1 examination, then you will be writing down your phase 2 exam. So if I say RBI Grade B phase 2 examination, many times I have intentionally came up with this particular preliminary word, because many times in many discussions, in many articles, I have seen that they write preliminary exam pattern or mains exam pattern. The term preliminary and mains examination is not used in case of RBI. They use phase 1 and phase 2. So this is phase 2 exam pattern. In case of phase 2 exam pattern, we have 3 papers and each paper is of 100 marks. That means total phase 2 is of 300 marks, where paper 1 is of ESI, that is economics and social issues, paper 2 is English descriptive, and paper 3 is finance and management. If I talk about the pattern of paper 1 and paper 3 is same, where we have 50 marks objective paper and 50 marks descriptive paper. In 50 marks objective paper, you will be coming across with 30 questions, 20 questions of 2 marks each and 10 questions of 1 marks each. And in order to answer these 30 questions, you will be getting a restricted timeline again, that is going to be of 30 minutes. Once you have attempted those 30 questions in 30 minutes, then a new window will appear. And in that new window, you will get a timer of 90 minutes. And in these 90 minutes, you need to type answers for next 50 marks, but this is going to be descriptive in nature. So in case of descriptive, you will get 3 questions of 15 marks each. Out of these 3, you need to attempt any 2. Choose best out of 2, which you can write. After that, you will get 3 questions of 10 marks each. Again, choose any 2, which you feel that you can present best answers for them. So in total, you will be you will be typing on the screens itself in total 4 questions for phase 2 paper 1 ESI descriptive section, in which 2 questions will be of 15 marks each, total is 30. 2 questions of 10 marks each, total is 20. So in total 50 marks is going to be distributed in this manner. Timing is 90 minutes and the word limit for 15 mark question is 600 words, and for 10 mark question it's 400 words, but there is no hard and fast rule that you need to write 600 words only. Your word should not be beyond 600 words, and try to conclude your answer in around 450 to 500 words, but quality should be appropriate. You must articulate the answers pretty well. The structure of the answer should be perfect, so that with the limited words only you can get maximum marks. Now, why I'm saying that don't target 600 words, because in 90 minutes you will be writing 2 15 marker question. If you will be typing 600 words for every 15 marker question, which means 1200 words, and 400 words for each 10 marker question, that means 800 words. So total 2000 words need to be typed in 90 minutes, which is obviously challenging. So in order to overcome this challenge, from day 1, when you start your preparation, you need to get yourself well acquainted with your laptops, your keyboards, so that you have a good typing speed and you can type down the answers in the given timeline. The same pattern is followed for paper 3, that is finance and management. But in case of English descriptive, things are a bit different. Time allotted for English descriptive is 90 minutes. Marks are same, that is 100 marks. But here you will be getting 3 questions only. One is you need to type an essay. N number of options will be given. Generally 5 options are given. Out of those 5 options, choose any one. Type down the essay for that. Then you will get a reading comprehension. Answer the questions, but those answering of the questions will be descriptive in nature. And finally, there will be a précis writing question. So in total, 300 marks are allotted. Paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, where 100 marks each. And these marks are going to be included while making the final merit list. So the moment you clear the phase 2 examination, then you will be shortlisted for the interview, and the interview is going to be of 75 marks. So after 300 marks of phase 2, you will be going for an interview of 75 marks, and the total comes out to be 375, and the final merit list is going to be framed out of 375. But You need to clear the cutoff of phase 2 so that you are appearing in the interview, and once you have appeared in the interview, then final merit list will not be only on the basis of interview, rather it will be on the cumulative score of phase 2 as well as phase 3. Now, if I give you an overview about the syllabus, if I talk about the phase 1 syllabus and I start with English language, which comprise of 30 questions, and you need to answer those 30 questions in 30 minutes, it includes three major areas. First is questions based on grammar, where they will be checking your grammar skills. That means n number of questions will be given where you need to correct the sentence, you need to improve the sentence, or you need to find out the error, or you need to replace the entire phrase, and all these are going to be dependent on the grammar rules itself. Second is based on your vocab. That means there will be questions related to syllogism, there will be questions related to synonyms and antonyms. There will be a question based on cloze test, fill in the blanks, word replacement and exchange, and these all questions are going to check your vocabulary skills. And in the end, we have the passage based writing. That means we have reading comprehension based question, which is asked every time, which is going to check your reading skills. So in short, in case of English language, three things you need to keep in mind. You must have good reading skills. You must have good reading skills. Second, you must have decent vocab. And third, you must have good hold on the grammar rules so that you can answer all the questions pretty well. Moving on to the next, that is reasoning. If we talk about reasoning ability, then I would say these two topics, puzzles and setting arrangement, this is going to comprise your more than 50% of your paper, or bare minimum 50% of the paper. That means 25 to 35 marks paper is going to be asked from these two areas only, where there will be questions based on puzzles and setting arrangement, and rest of the questions will be related to alphabet and alphanumeric series, inequality, coding, decoding, syllogism, order ranking, distance and direction, machine input output, and many other areas. So focus on limited number of topics such as puzzles plus setting arrangement. Give your 100% for this. Second is you must cover the alphanumeric series because it's easy. Then direction based questions are easy and syllogism is easy. If you're covering these selective topics, then also you will be in a situation to answer more than 40 questions out of 60, which is more than sufficient. Why it is more than sufficient? Because reasoning as well as quantitative aptitude is not going to help you in phase 2. So we must give a limited, we must invest our time very, I would say, effectively for quantitative aptitude and reasoning, where we are in a situation to clear the sectional cutoff, and with that minimum efforts we can go through, or we can clear the phase 1 exam. So it's okay, or I would say it's fine, or it's perfect rather, if you are covering limited number of topics, pre-specified topics, prefixed topics for reasoning and quantitative aptitude, and you give appropriate time to cover all the concepts of these at least shortlisted topics, so that you can answer all the questions related to these topics in the examination. That is more than sufficient. In case of quantitative aptitude, you have questions or areas related to arithmetic, which we call percentage, ratio, partnership and all. You must be clear with the concepts. You must be clear with the concepts of number series, approximation, simplification, quadratic equation, data sufficiency, and most importantly, the DI part. If I conclude, in case of quantitative aptitude, you must focus on DI. You should be well acquainted with DI. After DI, you must have good hold on the quadratic equation and number series topic. These three topics, they have a capacity to help you to attempt more than 20 questions out of 30, and with limited efforts you can score pretty well to clear the phase 1 exam, because phase 1 marks are not going to be added in the final merit list. Here comes the important part, that is your general awareness. In the question paper, in the notification, they mention general awareness, but I write it current affairs and general awareness. The reason is majority questions in the general awareness section will be asked from current affairs alone. If you ask me how many questions, then I would say out of 80, 50 to 60 questions and even more than 60 questions will be from current affairs. So current affairs is going to be really very important. And then rest of the questions, there is few chances, very few chances that there could be questions related to static GK. That means questions related to these all areas, such as Indian states and culture, countries and their capitals, currencies, national park, wildlife sanctuaries, and many more. If you want to ignore this in the current scenario, in the past exam analysis, I could say you can even ignore these areas. If 2 or 3 questions are asked, we can leave them and move ahead, because to cover this static part is tough. But how you can target the static part? Whenever you are covering a current affairs, try to include the static information of that current affairs in that reading itself. For example, you are going through with the news related to UNO. Now, after you have completed the current news, you must note down the headquarters of UNO, the number of member countries of UNO, the current head of UNO, as well as the number of agencies which are operating under UNO. Just make a short note. In case if a question is asked, you can answer it, but trust me, there is a very little probability that question will be asked from static GK. I'm talking on my past analysis since 2021. Very less questions are asked from static GK. Earlier, yes, there were good count of 10 to 12 questions from static GK, but after 2021, majority questions are from current affairs. Examiner is not focusing much on the static GK part. Third is financial and banking awareness, where you must be aware of basics of finance, that is banking structure, RBI functions, RBI operations. Then you must be aware of the financial market, what are the different types of financial market, how they are classified. This basic information is going to help you, because finance related current affairs are going to be asked in the exam. And if you are not aware of the basics of finance, then it will be impossible for you to understand those financial news. So if you want to understand the financial news in a better manner, you must have a good clarity on the basic concepts of finance, which you will be doing for phase 1 itself, because the moment you jump to phase 2, these concepts are going to help you. This current affair coverage is obviously going to help you a lot. Now, moving to the next point. The next is your phase 2 syllabus. Trust me guys, the discussion which I'm doing today, it is at a very basic level. Very basic level means it's for those students who are thinking that whether they should prepare for RBI or not. The moment you will decide that yes, you want to prepare for RBI, the moment you are aware of the basic structure of RBI, then I will be coming up with my n number of sessions where we will be digging deep into the syllabus part, digging deep into the strategy part, so that you can understand what to study, how to study, from where to study, and how much you need to study. But first thing, you must be aware what is the syllabus, what is the structure of the exam. So I'm making you that part clear. So in case of ESI, basically it is divided into few sections. First one is growth and development, which include measurement of growth, national income, poverty, as well as unemployment, then sustainable development, and most importantly these days is your environmental issues. Then we have economic reforms related to industry and labor, monetary and fiscal policy, privatization, role of economic planning. Then we have globalization, how Indian economy opened up in 1991, what is balance of payment, what is export-import policy, what is international economic institutions framework on the global level. Then you must follow or cover few of the important international organizations like IMF, World Bank, WTO, and some of the regional economic corporations such as we have BIMSTEC and many more, which we will be discussing in the upcoming days to go. What to study from these organizations, that I will be discussing in my later videos as well. Now let's move on to the next section. The next section is your social structure in India. In the case of social structure in India, guys, certain areas have been excluded from the syllabus. For example, earlier social movement related questions were asked, but now RBI has removed it. Indian political system, RBI has removed it. Then social sectors in India, health and education, RBI has removed it. Human development, RBI has removed it. Undoubtedly, RBI has removed these topics from its syllabus, but still I would say there is a probability that questions will be asked from social sector in India, because we are talking about social issues and it is impossible to cover, or it is impossible to ask or frame an examination on ESI without including the social sectors in India. So we will be covering health, education sectors in India, but yes, we will be ignoring social movement, Indian political system, human development, because this has been deleted from the syllabus by RBI in the recent times. Then we have finance. In case of finance, again, RBI has made certain changes. In those changes, I would discuss those changes, but before that, you must be aware that RBI include the financial system, where you must have a good understanding about the regulatory bodies of India, including the regulatory bodies of not only banks, that is RBI, but you must be aware of the regulatory bodies for insurance sector, pension fund sector, and many more. So, regulator of banks and financial institutions should be covered. Reserve Bank of India should be covered in much detail along with its function. Then banking system in India should be covered. Along with that, financial institutions of the country should be covered. Now they have included one more, that is NABFID, which was one of the recent financial institution which has been set up in the economy. Then you must have a good knowledge about the financial market, primary market, secondary market, forex market, money market, bond market, equity market. What are the functions? What are the different financial instruments? How bond valuation is done? How derivatives are introduced in the economy? How they are used by the investors, or how they are being traded in the financial market of the country. So derivatives is an important part because it has been mentioned separately in your syllabus, as I have mentioned, basics of derivatives. Then risk management in banking system is important. Changing landscape of banking sector, this part is important, but now they have given two areas to this. Changing landscape in banking sector, they have talked about information and technology, that how information and technology has changed or has made development to the banking sector, as well as they talk about the global trends of the banking sector, the recent developments in the financial sector, portfolio investment, public sector reforms, disinvestment, financial inclusion, alternate source of finance, private and social cost benefit, triple P, that is public-private partnership, governance in banking sector, role of e-governance in the banking sector, as well as, I would say, the entire governance wala part of banking sector is very important. Then obviously union budget is important. Economic survey is important, finance commission reports are important, GST is important, FRBM Act is important, and inflation is going to be much important topic for your upcoming examinations. These are the basics which are going to be asked. Then I'll move on to the management part. In case of management, you must be aware of few things: organizational structure, organizational theories. Then you must be aware of some theories like theories on leadership, motivation, and most importantly, the corporate governance. Not only the corporate governance for banking sector, but in general, the corporate governance of the organization is important. And in the end, we have communication. Many questions are asked every year from the communication wala part. And in the end, business ethics is also a newly added area in your management section. And trust me, management is one of the easiest section of your RBI Grade B exam, because it is 100% static in nature. Nothing is going to change. Once you are clear with the theories and models, you just need to prepare yourself to write a good answer where you can present all the nitty-gritties of the theories in a better manner in order to score pretty well marks in the management descriptive as well as objective section. Now, whenever you start your preparation for an exam, you need to make a study plan. So in case of making a study plan, your study plan should be divided in few parts. First is you need to make a monthly study plan, what all topics you will be covering in this 1 month. Second is divide that monthly study plan into weekly study plan, then weekly to daily study plan, and daily to hourly study plan, so that you can trace each and every minute of your day, what to study, from where to study, and how much we need to cover before going to bed for the day. So if you are structurizing your study plan in this manner, then trust me, you will be in a situation that you have prepared or you have covered your entire syllabus in the given timeline, and you're not going to miss that timeline because you have planned pretty well and you are executing it pretty well, and you are reviewing it on regular basis, what you have done, how much you need to do, and how more you can fetch up or reach to the current level. Now, if you think that it's going to be tough to frame a study plan and then follow it, and you don't think that you will be able to cope up on your own in order to clear this exam, then we have a solution for you. At Testbook Super Coaching, we have launched a batch. We call it as Lakshya Batch, RBI Grade B 2025. With this batch, you can assure your selection for the 2025 RBI Grade B examination. And if you want to enroll in this batch, you can use a code MADHAV. While purchasing this batch, you can use this code MADHAV in order to enjoy maximum discount at the time of purchase or when you are enrolling in this particular batch. It's a kind of subscription. It's not a batch only, it's a kind of subscription where you get foundation batch, where you get score booster batches, where you get your test series. Even the phase 2 test series will be given to you, which will run on the same interface as you are going to appear in your final examination. So let's prepare for exam before examination with Testbook itself. Now, you can connect with me on my Telegram channel. This is the QR code, scan it. It is by the name Economics by Madhav Arora, where you can discuss all your I would say issues in day-to-day preparation with me in this particular group itself. But remember, on our platform, how we are going to provide you, first of all, we will be giving you a live class. Then related to the live class, we'll give you the PDFs as well as quizzes. Along with that, we'll provide you with the mock test. We'll give you revision and doubt sessions where you can clear your doubts. You will get sectional test and you will get full length mock test so that you can become exam ready before the examination. If you are thinking that whether the notification for 2025 will come or should I wait for the 2025 notification and then I should start the preparation, then I would say it's impossible to clear the exam once the notification is out, because once the notification is out, the entire process of phase 1, phase 2 interview will be completed in a span of 3 to 4 months or at max 4 to 5 months. And in 4 to 5 months, preparing for this examination is quite tough, which means today, if the notification is out, after 45 days, you will be writing your phase 1 exam. It's difficult to cover phase 1 in 45 days, and after writing phase 1, you will get only 30 to 45 days for phase 2. Again, it is difficult to cover the syllabus for phase 2 in 30 to 45 days. So it will be impossible for you to clear the exam once you are waiting for the notification and then to start the preparation, rather than let's start preparation today and let's clear the examination in the very first attempt, obviously with Testbook Super Coaching. There are 3 things which you need to keep in mind. You should have a specific strategy for general awareness where you must be focusing on current affairs. From where to cover the current affairs, that I will be discussing with you in my upcoming videos to go. In case of English language, you must focus on 3 things: grammar rules, vocab, and the third one is, any idea? Yes, sir. Third one is your reading skills. And in case of reasoning and quantitative aptitude, we will be focusing the limited number of topics which we have just discussed. And these limited number of topics will help us not only to clear the sectional cutoff, but also to score decent marks so that we can clear the phase 1 examination. In case of quantitative aptitude, as I already mentioned, DI is going to be the king, which is really very important. In case of reasoning, your puzzles and setting arrangement are going to be very important. In case of English language, which generally students do not give much attention, but remember, English, as per the past exam analysis, has a possibility that an average student who has prepared well can easily score more than 20 marks out of 30 in English, which is very tough to achieve in quantitative aptitude or reasoning. So it's good that we give more time to English language. It will help us in phase 2, because in phase 2 we have English descriptive. So the learnings of English language here will help us in phase 2 as well. And along with that, this section has a possibility, or it has a capacity to give you more than 20 marks, unlike reasoning or quantitative aptitude. Got it, guys? Fine. Now, step 4 is you must prepare for your phase 2 examination, and you need bare minimum 3 to 4 months alone for the phase 2 exam, where you will be covering your economics and social issues, you will be covering your English writing skills, and you will be covering your finance and management. My first hand suggestion would be, you need to go through with the notification of RBI Grade B, and in the notification we have a detailed syllabus for ESI, finance and management. And in that detailed syllabus, your target should be to cover the syllabus word by word. That means each and every part of your syllabus should be covered thoroughly. That is the ultimate strategy for phase 2 examination, where you are covering the syllabus word by word. And remember, stick strictly to the syllabus. That is going to be more than sufficient. Last is, once you have gone through with the entire syllabus, then you need to attempt sectional mock test. Sectional mock test means attempting a mock test only on ESI, attempting a mock test only on finance and management, attempting a mock test only on English descriptive, attempting a mock test only for phase 1. Once you have attempted many sectional tests, then you will be in a situation to solve your full length mock test. But don't solve or don't attempt the full length mock test at least before completing 70% of your syllabus. Whenever we attempt the mock test, you need to keep few things in mind. First is why we are attempting the mock test. It will make you familiar with the examination. Second is it will tell you which are your weak and strong areas. They will help you to handle the examination pressure before you enter the examination hall, and even it will help you to learn new things with the help of questions which you might have not learned by reading the content for that given topic. So that is the benefit. But how to attempt a mock test? When you are attempting a mock test is important, but its analysis is more important. You need to analyze the mock test very well, and in analysis you have identified the weak areas, then work on the weak areas, practice questions on weak areas, and track your improvement, that whether you are improving day by day or week on week with the help of these mock tests. So mock tests are going to be the actual, I would say, reflection of your preparation. So mock test is going to give the actual reflection of your preparation. If you are improving in the mock test, that means yes, your preparation is going on right track and you are in a situation to clear this examination in the very first attempt itself. So don't worry guys, you must start your preparation right now, and I assure you, Testbook Super Coaching is going to be with you from day 1 till the last day, till the day you start your job with RBI Grade B, and we will be holding your hand tight from day 1 in terms of your strategy, planning, content, explanation, concept clarity. Everything will be provided. And if you're joining me for the very first time on this YouTube channel, subscribe our channel and do check out Testbook application, check out the Lakshya batch, check out the, I would say, different areas which we are going to provide you, or the way we are going to make you or help you to prepare for the RBI Grade B examination in the Lakshya batch itself. Good luck. I'll be coming up with one more video or n number of videos in the near future, basically focusing the candidates who are thinking to clear the RBI Grade B 2025 examination. Thank you so much. Good luck. God bless you all.